I remember being like, especially when I was like in my early 20s and everyone started going to Europe. I remember just being like, how's anyone affording this? Like, I just couldn't wrap my head around it.
I've never understood it either.
And I definitely have friends that pretty much go every year.
Yeah.
And I'm always like, how are you affording this?
I know.
I think we're thinking about
because they're blowing every cent they have.
Welcome to Unserious, the podcast where we discuss the biggest stories, smallest controversies, and the most terminally online debates. Everything from public relationship breakdowns to why is everyone in Europe right now. I'm Mary Madigan. I'm a journalist at news.com.au, and your host for today, as Liz is away. Across from me is the fabulous Kayla Bond and a Sky News host.
Thank you for having me. I know it's a bit odd because normally I'd say to Liz, thanks for introducing us. But what's this? Like, there's just a blank space.
It's just you and me, which is a little bit scary.
She's disappeared again.
She's being lazy.
So, 2 weeks ago...
This is why we shouldn't hire women.
2 weeks... Well, that's a fair point. 2 weeks ago, she was on holidays.
Yeah. Now she's back on holidays.
So we had Ben Fordham.
Yeah.
Now she's on holidays again. Clearly we're too stinky or something. We couldn't get someone to come and join us this week. Well, I don't know what Ben's been going and telling people. We couldn't get someone to come and sit in the chair with us.
Did you put any effort into finding anyone?
Well, I made suggestions. Did you follow through on them?
Did you have any suggestions?
Yeah,
I think your one suggestion was Kyle Sandilands.
Yes! What was wrong with that?
Like, he's busy.
Yeah, but you've got his phone number. Did you call him up?
To be honest, I did forget. Oh. But, you could ring him.
I don't have his phone number.
I would happily give you his phone number for $20.
I'm not going to pay... What?
$20?
I'm sorry.
Yes.
We are working on a project here together, right?
Yes, and I need $20.
And you expect me to pay you $20?
It's like Shark Tank. It's like a buy-in.
Oh, that's rubbish.
Yeah, $20.
Look, I admire...
I think that's actually quite cheap.
I admire the sort of inner capitalist in you.
Yeah, I think you should find that very attractive.
But I don't...
$20 for Kyle Sandilands' number is actually... I honestly think people should be messaging me and I should be giving it out. That should be my small business.
So you're now offering to sell Kyle Sandilands' phone number?
$20. Do you think I should raise my prices? If I'm doing to the wider net, how much do you think it is worth?
I don't know. What the market will dictate.
How much do you think people would pay for it?
I don't know. It depends how desperate you are to get in contact with Kyle Sandilands. But then what if
quite desperate.
What if someone pays premium money for it and then they never hear from him?
Well,
they just get blocked.
It doesn't guarantee. No, he'll definitely just not reply. But it doesn't guarantee.
So what a waste of money.
Mind you, I have a friend who's quite well known. Anyway, we were out for dinner the other night and his phone...
Humble brag.
And his phone was ringing. He answered the phone and he was having this very odd conversation. And then he sort of hung up and I was like, who was that? And he's like, oh, this fan of mine just has my number and rings me every now and then. Oh. And I just always am kind of polite and then I'd say oh, sorry, mate, I got to go for dinner. And I finish the conversation. And I was like, I think you can actually say hey... you can't call my number anymore.
Yeah.
He's like, I just don't know what to say. I don't know what it is. I don't think I would answer the phone to a fan. I don't have any fans. But if I did have one fan, I'm not answering it.
Not just some random. Like if someone calling...
You would answer the phone, I reckon.
Not for a random... If it's someone calling to give me a tip-off, like something that's a story, sure.
Well, yeah, but that's different.
And I'll answer emails and stuff. But I don't want phone calls from someone I don't know.
That's where you draw the line?
Yeah.
Text messages?
Well, that means they've got your phone number.
Would you be texting people?
Personally, no. Why would I be texting people?
I know every now and then I get someone's number and I get a bit excited about it. And I get it as a journalist, but I'm kind of just happy to have it in my phone book.
Right, because you can say you've got it in your contact
Yeah,
book. Of course there's an element of that.
I got Dr. Chris Brown's number the other day.
Oh, I see.
And I think he's quite hot. And I thought I like having
Sorry,
that.
Seamus. Have you contacted him yet?
No, but I don't really have a reason to. But I just said to someone do you have his number? I just thought it'd be good. It might come in handy. At one point he might do something.
Yeah, you never know.
I might need it, right?
You never know. I mean, look, my phone number's not hard to get hold of. Lots of people have it, but I don't want some random person sending me a text and expecting a response.
I could sell your phone number.
Oh my God, please don't sell my phone number,
I think it's a $10 situation.
Mary.
I don't think it's $20.
Well, look, I don't care what it's worth. Please just don't sell it. I don't need people contacting me in the middle of the night. That's very odd, isn't it?
Oh, all right, then, fine.
Oh, can I just point out as well, before we continue?
Okay, what?
Last week,
we
talked about the Prime Minister wanting to shag Kylie Minogue, right?
Yeah, your favourite subject.
And I predicted that it would be like when Kevin Rudd went to the strip club in New York, and everyone found out about it. It was like, oh, Kevin went to the strip club. And then his approval rating...
I don't think they were whispering. I think they were, yelling.
Kevin went to the strip club!
Yeah.
How dare it?
That was more the vibe.
His approval rating went up.
Yes.
And I said, I think that's going to happen with the Prime Minister.
And what's happened?
Now, would you believe
You've got the little phone out?
The Resolve poll, July, and this poll was done after...
Don't say July like that. What is that about? July!
Well, I'm just announcing it.
Okay, yes.
And so this poll was done after the podcast.
Yes.
Pauline Hanson slipped to 25%. Guess who's in the lead?
That's actually quite a
It is.
Yeah.
But guess
tumble.
who's in the lead?
Yeah.
Anthony Albanese, 33%. He's gained 4% since he said he wanted to shag Kylie Minogue.
You think
I said it
everyone
would
loved it?
happen. I said it would happen, and it's happened.
Should you do psychic readings on the side?
No, I don't think I should do psychic
I think
readings.
you would thrive at that.
I understand politics. I don't really understand, like, the other dimension. I think it's all bullshit, by the way.
You've got a little bit of, like, been a little bit touched, you know?
No. What?
No, it's like, that's what they call it.
Excuse
me? A little bit touched.
Oh, I don't want to be a little bit touched. It's a bit weird.
I think you'd be so lucky to be a little bit touched.
Move on. Anyway,
I want to talk to you about this trend I've been seeing on the TikTok.
TikTok.
I like to call it the TikTok.
Yeah, I like that too. I sometimes say the Facebook or the Facebook service if you want to be really like
the Facebook
boomer.
service.
Yeah,
that's nuts. No, the TikTok is fun and fresh. What you've done is quite disturbing. But back to what's important. So, people are doing this new thing where they pretend they're like sitting down to do it. You know how like the Netflix doco is very popular at the moment, and one of the key features of a Netflix documentary is they've started to do this thing. I've seen it a lot, where instead of getting kind of a glossy version of people speaking to camera, they'll show the moment where they like go to sit down and go to mic up, and maybe like a producer might be like, "Oh, do this to your hair," and the whole idea is like you feel like a fly on the wall, right? And now there's this new trend that's taken off on social media, and it's like people sit down and they're like, if Netflix was going to do a documentary on my former workplace. There's all different ones. Like there'll be like, you know, low stake ones. Like if Netflix was going to do a documentary on the fact I'm always 15 minutes late. If Netflix is going to do a documentary on my father's side of the family. Like, you know, like different.
I saw one that was like, you know, my Netflix documentary interview about how I'd managed to back 20 horses that run second on a Saturday, which is pertinent to me.
Your feed is very different to my feed.
I'm not surprised, man.
That is the funny... Okay.
I'm glad it's different to yours. I mean,
no, I think it's for the best.
I think it'd be a bit disturbing if you were getting the same stuff that I was.
I don't want you across the Blake Lively and Taylor Swift friendship breakdown the way I am.
No, I'm not across it, no.
It wouldn't be good for you.
No.
But the point is, what I'm fascinated by is it's been this massive trend, and I've seen people in the media industry do it in Australia, but I've also seen people do it for like all sorts of like, you know, in the US, like big kind of tech companies, or also like here, just very randomly different jobs.
Also, where did it come from? Who started it?
I don't know.
Is big Netflix paying for people to do this?
No, I think this is just like a nice surprise.
But like, where does
I haven't done like a four corners investigation, okay?
Because it's just like that. It's just come out of nowhere.
It's just a thing and you need to accept it, and that's not the interesting part, okay? Do you think it's appropriate to complain about your workplace after you've left?
Well, I suppose it depends how badly you were treated by the workplace, doesn't it? Look, on the whole, I probably wouldn't do it. Depends what bridges you were willing to burn. See, in the media industry, it used to be very common to disparage, particularly for talent, right? So not perhaps just a general newspaper reporter or something, but like, so Darren Hinch, for instance, who died last week at the age of 82, was famously sacked 16 times in his career, and he would complain, scream blue murder every time they sacked him, and it created headlines and it was all a bit of fun, and then someone still employed him afterwards. So there are circumstances perhaps where you have the latitude to complain about it, but like, I don't know, if you're complaining that you left some job, I don't know, working at a department store and you didn't like it, I would have thought it would hold you back for potential employment opportunities, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think I agree with you if the problem is big enough. But again, if the problem is big enough, I think you need to take it to the relevant...
Well, you get a fair work.
Yeah, like I think you go to fair work. I think people that go online, and I see like, I think now it's like people have forgotten that your employers are going to look up your social media history.
But how can you forget this stuff?
Because people are quite dumb.
Well, they shouldn't be employed in the first place.
I think it's really amusing when people in media do it. And I agree with you. It's different if you're like Carl Sandilands and having to go at ARN, or Carl Stefanovic telling Nine like, you know, get lost or whatever. That's different because they're at a different point in their careers, and that's just all great noise for them, right? But I'm talking about like sort of a general level person. I've seen a few people in media do it, and in some ways I'm like, yeah, fair enough. Like I enjoy the content as someone in media because it's like fun to know the goss, right? Like
it's all a bit inside baseball.
I'm obsessed with it. Yeah, totally. It's inside baseball. But in saying that, I'm also like, ooh, like media in Australia is so small. And if you leave and you complain, like that surely is going to hurt your chances of employment. Yeah,
probably. I've seen so many people who leave. I mean, you know, of course we work in media, so it's what we know. But people who leave and they go to work for another publication, and then they spend their whole time at said publication just sort of subtly complaining about the newspaper or the workplace that they came from, and say, get over it, man. Like, do you have that much brain space and time that you can sit around worrying about your former workplace all the time.
Yeah, but
if you
people-
didn't like where you worked, just go and get another job.
But people in media are freaks because we define ourselves by our jobs.
Well,
which
it's
is,
true.
Which is abnormal, right? Like, I have a lot of friends in lots of different industries, and they don't really care about their jobs beyond like earning a paycheck and doing a good enough job, right?
But if you're complaining on social media about your former workplace, clearly it's still playing with your head. Like, who's got time for that?
I think people that feel like hard done by.
But, like, how hard done by can you be? Like, what, you were bullied in the workplace, you didn't get a promotion or something?
Yeah, you
Is
just
that
get
sort of-
overlooked. Yeah, it's stuff like that. Or I think it's like the work environment was quote unquote toxic, or
Then leave.
there was like fake. Well, they did leave, but now they want to complain about it.
Well, stop. Just get on with life. Why does everyone have to complain about, oh, it was so hard done by?
They're speaking their truth.
Speaking their truth. There is no such thing as your
I
truth,
think-
by the way. There is
No.
there is the truth.
There is my truth and there is yours.
No, there is just the truth. There are facts
Dr.
and
Phil. Dr. Phil.
Dr. Phil.
'Cause I used to-
Actually, I don't mind Dr. Phil.
Yeah, who doesn't? Anyway, Dr. Phil, who I watched a lot of when I was a kid, calling in sick to work, like not going to school. He always says that there's no real truth, there's just versions of it.
But that's
And
perception.
everyone's version is their truth.
But that's perception. Like, there is the truth.
Yeah, but that's the same with
There is
workplaces,
what- there
right?
is what
Like, I'm
happened.
sure bosses are seeing things being like, actually, there wasn't favoritism in the workplace. You were just really lazy.
Yes.
You know, like-
yes, correct.
but
yes.
I'm
So
just
it's perception.
It's perception.
Yes.
But I'm just bemused because I think to do this, right, you must feel very employable. I've never felt employable enough to like completely burn a bridge.
Maybe you do feel employable, but you feel employable because you have an inflated ego.
The people that are doing it on
Yes. No, not talking about not you
is the victim.
specifically, Mary.
Simon is the
Not you
victim.
specifically.
Yeah.
But like, clearly you're doing it because you think you're hot shit. And like, well, I was hard done by.
I think
it's not
what it
my
is,
fault.
it's like
nothing is ever your fault, you know?
It's like when someone breaks up with their partner, though, and even though I want them to do this because I want the information, but they like air out all the dirty laundry.
It's so unedifying.
Yeah. What word did you just use?
Unedifying.
Oh, okay, I like that. It's kind of the same thing though. Even though I want the content and I like consuming it as a consumer, I actually think sometimes more about the person posting about the
Yes.
ex-partner
You
than
just
I do
look
about.
nuts.
Yeah, you look nuts. And sometimes in the workplace, I'm like, do you just look a bit nuts?
Yeah.
Is it not a flex?
Yes.
Yeah,
like,
you think it's-
just get on with your life.
I-
Look, we've all got problems. We've all got things to complain about. We've all had someone's done something dirty. Like, just get on with it. If you want to sit around, and this is, I've said before, I don't believe in manifesting. It's all a load of crap. But
You love manifesting about Anthony Albanese's numbers.
it
Approval
was
rating.
a prediction. I didn't.
It was
I
manifesting.
didn't want it to happen. I just said it would happen.
No, you were desperate for it to happen. You've always
yeah, I
believed
just
in him.
always wanted the PM to do really well.
Yeah.
But I do believe that people who think negative thoughts all the time end up being negative people. Because if that's what you're amongst, it's like people who hang out with people who moan and grumble, and then you start moaning and grumbling.
Yeah.
If you're stuck in that mindset that I was hard done by, everything is someone else's fault, my life is shit, whatever it is, whether it's your workplace or your relationship, but like, you just make it happen. You start to believe your own BS. And unless you can say, actually, okay, yeah, maybe that situation was bad, but it's incumbent upon me to fix it, you'll just be stuck in it forever. Like, do people really want to just complain all the time and not better their situation? Because
Yes.
that's what I see.
To be fair,
I just see people who
yes.
don't want to fix anything. They just want to complain.
I think that is for your friend group and you should do it. I think the problem is when you do it online. And like the thing is, most of these videos are also, and I think this is the problem, right? Most of the videos that I'm seeing are being received really well and everyone's like piling on and being like, oh yeah, this employer this and this, but like they're really toxic and stuff. And so people, then they feel more emboldened and then they do like updates on it. And I'm like, no, because I think
insufferable.
what they're missing is the people viewing it and not commenting and being like, oh no, that's dumb.
Yep.
Or like the executives sending it to each other being like, well, we're not going to hire this person because look at them going on in the comments here.
Yep.
I think it's a bad look for your career. I also understand you should stand up for what's right, but I find this trend isn't so much people being like, this happened to me and this is why. It's more like hinting at it,
Yeah.
and it's sort of being like, and I think that I'm like, if you're not going to say anything, like, I think you need to either, like, speak your truth, stand by it, but, like, hinting, I'm like, ugh, boring.
The answer is people need to be less online.
That's your...
We share too much. We know too much about each other.
You are very online, though.
In what way am I very online?
You're on the reels.
Yeah.
You're posting little pickies. You're in the comments. You're very online.
I wouldn't say I'm very online.
I would say extremely online.
I post reels like, political
You're
stuff.
quite thirsty online,
Dude,
dare I say.
thirsty.
I would say you've got a conservative thirsty vibe online.
Oh.
And I think you're interested in growing your following, right?
Well, of course. But I'm doing that for work, basically.
Yeah, totally.
I'm not doing it because I think the world deserves to know that I was gypped in a workplace once.
Maybe you should.
And I'm not going on me like...
Maybe you should do this Netflix trend thing and see if it pops off.
Nah, I don't want to do it.
Oh, I'd like for you to do it.
No, I don't want to do it. I think it's a bit desperate. I don't need to do that.
I think you should do desperate. I think you should have a little desperate era on the socials.
No, but it's... People just share too much about themselves.
Yeah.
And why do they think that everyone wants to know everything about them?
To be fair, I am enjoying the content. I do want to know people's gripes.
Right.
I just think it's a bad move personally.
Yeah.
But as a consumer, I'm loving it.
Okay.
Like,
right.
Do you not get sent things that other people do and you're like, I'm glad I didn't do this myself, but I'm glad this happened?
Well, yeah, but then I just think they're an idiot.
Yeah, totally.
So it's not working for them.
But at the same time, like, should we reel in the idiots when they're giving us what we want?
But it's like I see people on social media who just like, I don't know, they post every day about, I had breakfast this morning and then I went home. None of them seem to have real jobs. And then I did this and then I took the dog for a walk. Who gives a rat's?
Oh, you want a bit of mystery?
It's not enhancing.
Have you ever gone on a date with someone
life?
and then not then followed them on social media and got the ick? Like, have you dated someone that's had a bad social media presence?
No, I think you check that out beforehand, don't you?
I don't know. I don't know what the Caleb does. I don't know what your mating ritual's like.
We're not going to discuss my mating rituals. No, don't you look people up before you meet them. Even like as a journo. Maybe it's because I do this as a journo. You
stalked me. I'm hearing.
I stalk everyone.
You stalk me, yeah.
Before I meet someone.
Because you did famously follow me at 2 a.m. on Instagram.
I looked them up.
You did.
Well, yeah, but you messaged me at like 10 p.m. asking for my number once too, so,
I think it was for this podcast. I don't think it was for like personal reasons.
Yeah, well, I followed you because I work with you.
Yeah, but I think like 10 p.m. is very different to 2 a.m.
Okay, well,
whatever. And I don't think it was 10 p.m. I feel like it was 9 p.m.
It was! Oh, okay. All right, makes all the difference.
9 p.m. is very different to 10 p.m.
Yeah, all right. But anyway, you look everyone up before you meet them. I just do that automatically anyway.
I do it, but I notice other people don't. It's because we're psychos. People don't do it.
Yeah, I know. Well, more fool them. They're going in blind.
I like to get into people's Goodreads. That's one of my hobbies.
Oh. And
that's like the books they read, and then they read their reviews of it. It's very revealing.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't have one of those.
It's great if you can find someone that's got like quite a senior job, and then you go on their Goodreads and they're just like reading porn. And I think people forget that Goodreads is like available. People use their names.
Name and shame.
I can't name and shame, but
who just quietly.
No, I can't quietly. We've been standing on microphones.
Who?
But there are people.
Forget about the
microphones. People on Goodreads are popping off. Is all I'll say. So if you have a Goodreads,
I don't have a Goodreads.
Well, be careful what you put on there.
I don't have a Goodreads.
I wouldn't want you getting publicly embarrassed by your Goodreads. I feel like you'd be like reading like Aragon or something.
If I'm going to review a book or recommend a book, I'll just do it on
What
air.
do you read? Is it like Tony Abbott's autobiography?
Yeah, I read a lot of non-fiction, yeah.
Yeah, you would. You'd read a lot of non-fiction.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes complete sense to me.
I just want to know what's going on in the world.
What would you call your book?
I haven't even thought about it. Depends what it's about.
The Names Bond is probably what you should call it.
I sign off my show on Sky and use my word as my bond.
Maybe you just call it Child Star.
No, I'm not going to call it Child
Conservative
Star.
Child Star?
No.
Child Star on the loose.
but I'm not a Child Star.
The Child Star of Sky News.
No. I don't think that's going to sell.
Conservative man with a plan.
That's a bit... isn't it?
I don't know. I'm just trying to like understand you. All right,
I don't know. I'll think about that at a later date.
I'm going to call mine, not that you've asked, but now I'm going to think, now I'm been forced to say, There's Something About Mary. Perfect. Yeah,
there you
writes
go.
itself.
Makes sense.
Now, I need to get on to some really hot, important information that I'm worried about. You did flag this earlier, and I want to... Where is everyone? You've noticed everyone's gone.
Well, Europe, it would seem.
How do you feel about this? Everyone's in Europe.
Well, look, it's a problem for us because the bloody news cycle's so slow at the moment because no one's in the country. No one's doing anything. There's no news being created, which is a problem.
Does this make you angry?
It does make me angry. When you've got to put together an hour of television every night and it's got to be kind of fresh and current,
yeah,
it's very hard to do when there's not much going on. But,
yes.
But what it got me thinking about is... We've got all these people, young people at the moment, and we both have mortgages, right? We've bought property, right?
We're famously very wealthy.
That's right, got shitloads of money.
Yeah.
But we're not in Europe. Clearly there are people who do have savings, and they're all now off blowing it in Europe.
If Europe is really expensive at the moment,
and this is so young people,
yes.
on Instagram.
Your young people.
Or my
yes.
young people,
Your
right?
people.
All over in Europe at the moment. And
Being
they're not
hot.
just going away for a week or two.
No, they're going for like 6
like
weeks.
they're going for a month, 6
Yeah.
weeks. They're not going on a working visa. They're there on holiday.
Yeah,
they're not making
picking
any money.
grapes.
They're not making money while they're there.
Yeah.
They're out drinking,
Yeah.
eating all day,
Yeah.
every day.
It's making you angry.
So they must be blowing like
I reckon 20k. Do you reckon 20k is fair?
easily,
Yeah,
easily,
okay.
surely, right?
Yeah.
Because once you've paid for hotels, your food, your drinks, your flights, all the other stuff,
Yeah, I think 20k
bit
is
of
fair.
touristy stuff along the way, like 20 grand I would have thought's a pretty conservative estimate. Meanwhile, we've got young people complaining that they can't afford a house.
You hate them. You hate them for having fun.
Well, no, I don't hate them for having fun.
You're disappointed.
I'm just saying,
People shouldn't be allowed to have fun.
well, you can have fun, but I decided I had a pot of money and I could have gone overseas.
And you famously bought an apartment or a house or
I
something.
bought a unit, right?
Yeah.
Because I thought, and it's turned out to be the case, that would be a far
You've
better
had to get the brag in there.
investment.
About the property value going up.
Yes.
Yes.
Bought at the right time. I also sort of had my arm twisted by COVID. Like I couldn't go overseas at the
Yeah,
time.
okay.
But I could have waited a couple of years and saved more money and gone overseas.
Oh, definitely.
But I decided, no, actually, I've got money in the bank. I'm going to put it in property.
Yeah.
Because
You're doing it right, huh?
I can always travel. Like that opportunity, unless I die tomorrow,
but life
that
is-
opportunity is never going to be
But
taken
then
away
I
from
guess
me.
that's the answer, right? Like you could die tomorrow. Like obviously.
Well, then don't complain that you can't afford a house. If you're going and blowing 20 grand every year
I think it's
on
but
a
I think
European
for some
holiday,
people,
and then, I can't afford a unit.
$20,000 isn't going to buy you a house in Sydney, but it is going to get you a European holiday.
Yes, but if you save 20 grand every year for 5 years,
Maybe
you've got 100
not,
grand.
because the property prices might go up, and then you might be locked out anyway.
So you've just decided before you've even begun that there's no point. So you've locked yourself out of the housing market.
Well, I haven't.
No, you haven't. You've
'Cause
bought.
I'm-
But this is what people are doing. They're locking themselves out of the housing
Yeah, but
market.
I'm all for it because I'm like, you know what? Get your kicks where you can.
Then don't complain
And
about the fact
no,
that you can't get a house.
no. Everyone has the right to complain.
No, you don't.
No, you do.
No,
'Cause
no.
the property market is still unfair.
Okay. I don't
To
disagree.
be fair, I haven't been to Europe in years.
I don't disagree that property prices are high, and that does make getting into the market harder.
That's very empathetic of you.
But if you are then going and blowing tens of thousands of dollars on overseas holidays, when that money could be going towards a housing deposit, I find it harder to have empathy for you. And look, I will admit there are some people who don't have that opportunity, but a lot of people stay at home for a long time now. Like a long time.
Yeah, but I think that's also not good.
Until their 30s.
Yeah, that makes
people
me
are staying at home.
Yeah, that makes you uncomfortable.
I know. Save money, buy a house, get out.
Yeah, but I think I just think the barrier to entry is really high. I don't begrudge anyone going to Europe.
I know it's high.
You're getting
But
angry.
it's getting worse if you're just blowing that money in Europe.
Yeah, but I just think let
You're
them.
consigning yourself.
Ugh.
They can do what they want.
Yes.
But you are consigning yourself to never owning a home. Like the opportunity is
I don't
disappearing.
think that's fair. Oh, maybe.
You are.
Maybe it's like.
I mean, now you can go in with a 5% deposit.
then you can have mortgage repayments you can't afford
You
to pay.
can go and... What?
Who can afford... this 5% deposit thing is so flawed because who can afford the repayments on a 5% deposit? Barely anyone.
Well, the government's guaranteeing the rest of it. But,
Allegedly.
but they are.
Well,
But-
we'll see.
But anyway, all I'm saying
I
is,
don't like
if
that
you
scam.
can't have your cake and eat it too, if you're complaining about the fact you can't get into
you
the
don't
market,
let anyone into Europe unless they have a mortgage. Is that your new rule?
well,
You
no,
wanna
I'm
stop
just saying,
people at
make
the
your
border?
mind up. Make your mind. If you want to live,
I think people used
without
to not
owning
have
an
to
asset,
make that
that's
choice.
fine.
I think you used to not have to make that choice.
no, I don't think. My parents were not going away in their 20s on 6-month sojourns to Europe and blowing 20
No,
grand.
neither were my parents, but they weren't wealthy.
Yeah, most people aren't. But I'm seeing people who aren't all that wealthy doing it because they've saved the money that they could be.
Do you
the
think
money that ordinarily you would have
it's
saved for a property
the
is now
rise
being
of
blown
social
away?
media, though, because everyone wants to brag about being in Europe?
There probably is an element of that.
I think that I remember being at uni, like especially when I was like in my early 20s and everyone started going to Europe. I remember just being like, "How is anyone affording this?" Like I
Yes.
just couldn't wrap my head around
I've never
it.
understood it either.
And I definitely have friends that pretty much go every year.
Yeah.
And I'm always like, "How are you
I
affording
know.
this?"
I know.
I think we're thinking about
Because
going
they're blowing every cent they have.
next year. Like fingers crossed, we can like get the money together.
Sure.
Because we've been like saving towards that for like 3 years.
Exactly.
You know, like it's not.
That's
it's
what
not
I
a
mean.
simple
These
thing.
people are blowing every cent they have. See, once upon a time, the gap year was not an uncommon thing, but that was you went overseas you worked.
I call that my year of Centrelink.
But like you went overseas,
yes,
and you worked.
Yeah.
Like you didn't earn a lot of money, but you had some fun and you went out and on the piss.
But now
and whatever.
people are just.
But you were earning money at the same
You don't like people
time.
holidaying.
Well, I just think if you want to own something, you're doing the wrong thing.
You should do like a financial advice seminar.
Oh look, I'm not qualified to do financial advice.
You're being shy. I think you would thrive telling people they can't enjoy themselves.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying you can't enjoy yourself, but within reason.
Yeah, but I just think let people live. The only thing that I think is really funny
Just stop complaining.
Is I follow this great Instagram account called Overheard in Paddington, which I'm obsessed with. And Paddington's obviously a very affluent suburb in Sydney. And there was like one that was like a man being like, maybe there isn't an issue selling properties, just that all the real estate agents are in Europe. And then I was doing a story the other day, and I was
all the potential purchasers are in Europe blowing their money.
And I was messaging a few real estate agents to be like, oh, can I get your comment on this? And they were all like, sorry, I'm in Europe.
Right.
And I was like, they're all in Europe.
Right.
And that is depressing when real estate agents are doing better than me. I mean, they always are.
Well,
but it's always like upsetting to hear it.
We should go into real estate.
I think I would sell. I actually think I'd be great at selling houses.
Well, you know how many like failed media types go into real estate?
Yes, that's gonna be. Well, my dream is to, because I have a really good line. So my dream is to sell like premium cars.
Oh yeah.
And do you want to hear my
used or new?
New.
Right.
Like a Porsche. And do you want to hear my line?
Go on.
If I could drive, this was the car I would drive. I don't have my license. Is that not so funny?
You don't have your license?
No, I don't have my driver's license.
Oh, why don't you have your license?
I failed the test like 5 times.
Oh my word. So I'm glad you don't have a license.
It's between like what the government and I have just decided to call it quits.
Good.
But you know how humiliating it is to have like a proof of ID card?
Oh.
It's quite humbling.
How sad.
No, it actually is really sad.
Yeah, it is.
And like whenever I have to do something important, I have to get my little proof of ID and get my little birth certificate out.
Well, anyway, I'm glad you're not on the road.
Yeah, it's not. It's for the best. It's for the best. It's for the best. I want to talk to you about, which I think is like a foreign concept to you, but I've been reading a lot recently about Blake Lively and Taylor Swift. Now,
foreign concept.
Two divas, obviously, but Taylor Swift got married. Everyone knows about that, and we're pretty sure she didn't invite Blake Lively, or at the very least, Blake Lively didn't attend. Now, it's a big deal because Taylor Swift was family to the godmother of a couple of Blake Lively's kids. They spent years together posting on social media, supporting each other, being papped together, the whole thing, right? They've clearly had a big falling out. Have you ever had a big friendship falling out?
Well, yeah, probably, but not like one that's played out in courtrooms like all of this Blake Lively stuff has.
But I'm just wondering, like, have you ever had a friendship breakup?
What do you say that it looks like? What's a friendship breakup look like?
Friendship breakup, and I think this is not to gender, although I feel like you love gendering. I think it's kind of a female experience. Women will actually break up with you. Like they'll send you a message and be like, I don't want to be your friend anymore.
You're saying it's like a relationship breakup?
Yeah, they will break up with you via text message. They'll be like, hey, I don't want to be your friend anymore.
It's a bit weird, isn't it?
No, it's hurtful. But no, it happens all the time. I've done it, and I've had it done to me.
You've done it?
Yeah, I've done it. I don't do it anymore. I've like grown. I can't be bothered now. I just do the slow fade. And I just become less responsive to your messages, and I just kind of hope you get the hint. But I've definitely broken up with people and been like, I can't be your friend anymore.
Why?
You're crazy. No reason in hindsight that was that important. I think I used to really get on like my high horse about things. Like I had a girlfriend. I was going to say rest in peace, but she's very much alive. But rest in peace to the relationship.
To the friendship, yeah.
And she had this partner. I didn't even like him. I don't know why I cared. Anyway, she just kept cheating on him, right? She was absolutely cheating up a storm. You know what I mean? Like there was no body she wasn't jumping on, dare I say.
Dear.
And then she was maintaining this relationship and wasn't telling him. And then she would tell me about the cheating, and I felt bad about it all. And it used to make me feel uncomfortable because if I saw him, that made me feel bad that like she was having this secret life.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I can't be your friend anymore, and I don't think the way you're behaving is correct.
Right.
But now I'm like, why do I care?
I don't know about that.
You stand by the friendship breakup?
Well, yeah, but I don't know that I would do it in so many words. Like, I think the whole, like, we're not friends anymore thing is a bit weird. I'd probably call them out. And then that might just be a natural ending point, you know, because then they'll get the strops with you, and then it's like, well, and then we won't see each other again, and it's all over.
And as I've gotten older, I've learned this, and I've had friends stop being friends with me because of it. Do not tell your friend you don't like their partner.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough.
That's the end of a relationship.
Because it is none of your business.
No, it's definitely my business.
It's not your business, someone else's partner.
No, it's my business.
No, it's not.
If you're going to inflict them on me, it's my business. And that is like, I've had friends be like, look, I just don't want to hang out with your boyfriend. He's quite rude. And they get very offended.
Right.
They get very upset.
Yeah, okay. I do find it difficult to be in company I don't want to be with. So
you're part of it.
There might be a
rude?
point. I wouldn't say I'm a rude
Have you
person.
ever had a partner where you've hated their friends?
No.
I definitely have.
No.
I definitely have. But I've hid it because I'm Meryl Streep. Like, not to them, but I'll be polite to anyone.
So this business about the friendship breakups.
Yes.
So it's like a relationship.
And they'll
send a text.
Yes, and they'll say.
You say it's all over.
Yes, and then you hate each other, and then you have to unfollow each other on Instagram, and then like what else do you have to do? Pretty much you unfollow each other on Instagram or like any kind of social medias. You're gonna like get them off it,
and then it becomes a real thing.
And then it becomes a real thing, and you hate each other forever.
And you tell other people about how much you hate them. You tell everyone,
I'm no longer friends with this person.
So you get, I mean, this goes back to what we're talking about.
You have to get across comms. You have to like just let everyone know that it's over.
This goes back to what we're talking about with the people who want to complain on social media about their former employers. Who's got the time and the brain space to worry about this stuff?
I think it's
you women, you invent problems for yourselves.
Because we don't have enough going on.
Well, clearly.
We're not pulling our weight.
You're just, you're inventing problems.
I think it's an in your 20s thing and your teens. I wouldn't be bothered now.
Yeah,
like,
well, fair enough.
I think you have more time.
It's just insane. Who's got time for that
So you've never had a friendship, like anyone break up with you over text?
Not like that.
On a friendship?
No. I've had friendships that I suppose you just sort of drift apart. But then if you picked up the phone to them, you'd probably be going out for a beer again.
I actually had a really beautiful moment. This is so random, but I found quite touching. I had a friend that I was really quite close to, but we sort of drifted apart. He's a bit older than me.
But it's life, right?
Yeah, he's a bit older than me and with different things, right? Anyway, I rang him on Friday because a mutual friend of ours was being quite naughty, and I thought he was. I'm not so close to him anymore, but I thought maybe he was close with him still. So I was like, I'll just let him know that this is going on.
Right.
You know, give him cross comms. And so I was like, hey, it's been forever, like, but XYZ, this is happening. How are you? And anyway, rang me and he was like, oh my God, like it has been forever. And we were chatting about the friend, we're like, both agreed they're crazy. And then he was like, let's get dinner. And I thought that was really beautiful.
Yeah. But that's how it should be. Like you could spend 10 years not talking to each other. But then you go,
but that's very male. I think it's very male. I don't think women can do that.
But see, this is also so the male friendship breakup, as it were, is just a very you either drift apart and no one ever speaks of it, or it's very abrupt.
But women
but it's not done in a like I am no longer your friend way. You either have some sort of blow up, about something.
But also, do you care less about like my boyfriend Seamus has friends that he will be like, oh yeah, he'll tell me like something they've said and he'll be like, it was really crazy.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, well, do you like want to be their friend still? And he's like, yeah, it's just a bit odd.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, whereas I think women are like, no, like you can't, like we add things to it. Whereas
so what you're saying is men are more tolerant.
Yeah, more woke, some might say.
Wow.
I think men just don't read into it, but you also don't share things as well. Like, if I have to send my boyfriend to get information about something, he fails every time.
Like, what do you mean?
Like, he had a friend that broke up with his girlfriend, and I sent him off, and I said, I need you to get the details on this.
Oh, but okay.
I want timelines, I want reasons, I want receipts.
Okay.
Right?
And I'll explain.
I sent him off. Do you know what he came back with?
What?
He's a bit down.
Yeah.
And I said,
that is a normal...
Great, but what happened? He said, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I said, did you ask? And he said, he's a bit down, I didn't want to bring it up.
Yeah.
What do you mean? I had to get on the text line and get the information, which I got
desperate. But
I had to.
But see, this is the thing, and obviously my brain is wired a little different, being a journo. So of course I'm just gathering information all the time. But on the whole, men are quite content to not know every detail because it's like, well, if he doesn't want to volunteer it to me, it's not my place to pressure it out.
Boring.
But that's why male friendships continue
it's
forever.
It's why it's the male loneliness epidemic because none of you share anything.
Well, no, you can still. You've got your mates. You can go out and see your mates.
And do you know
we don't have to. We don't have to share every minute detail.
All the time. Random men that I'm not that close to completely trauma dump on me
right.
because they don't tell their male friends about it.
Right.
So they're like, I'll just tell Mary. She's friendly, and then I hear all details.
But so,
I do enjoy it though. I will say.
But what you're saying is that he wants to share it.
Yes,
which
but
is which is very
but they
different.
don't know how to share it with each other.
But it's very different to sending
So
out
even-
one man to try and solicit information from another man. If he
Even-
wants to share it, he can share it.
When I texted his friend for details, obviously, he said, "Oh, Mary, like, let's actually catch up. I'd love to talk to you about it." And then we caught up. Like, I brought my boyfriend as well, and he was absolutely pouring his heart out. And I said to my boyfriend, I said, like, he wanted to talk about it. You just need to give him the space.
You know, I just less complication in life.
Less complication.
Just less complication.
Okay.
I
All
don't
right.
have time for it.
I don't think you're that busy.
I'm not that.
I honestly think you're not a busy man.
Not a busy man.
No, I picture a lot of relaxing going on in the Caleb world.
I wish.
I picture a lot of relaxing.
I wish.
Okay. Do you have anything you want to say before we wrap up for the day? Do you have any truths you need to drop? Any revelations?
No, I don't think so. We've addressed the fact I was right about the Prime Minister's polling
Is anything
numbers.
making you angry? Nothing? You're actually in a good place?
I'm actually, you know what? I'm quite calm at the moment. Oh, not typical for me to say that, but I'm quite calm.
Oh, you're in your wellness era.
No, I wouldn't say I'm in my wellness era. What is wellness era?
You're in your mindful era.
Mindful?
That's when you're mindfully thinking about your actions.
What the what about?
I think we
What?
should leave it there. I think we should leave it with you wondering what I'm on about. Because I think that is like the perfect for us.